very good evening to you and welcome to World Now at 4. I am Peace Oginegbawe. First, let's talk the headlines. On the headlines, FG declares Monday, Tuesday public holidays to mark Workers' Day celebration. President expresses over 3,000 prisoners pardoned in Egypt. Still in the news, Queen Elizabeth eulogizes Kenya's ex-president Kibaki. And on sports news, Flying Eagles depart Abuja for Niamey. Now the news in detail. The federal government of Nigeria has declared Monday and Tuesday, May 2 and 3 as public holidays to mark this year's Workers' Day and Eid al-Fitr celebrations. Rauf Aregbesola, the Minister of Interior, made the declaration on Thursday on behalf of the federal government. He also congratulated workers across the country on the occasion and commended their hard work, diligence and sacrifice. The minister believes their efforts are largely responsible for the greatness of the country and the respect Nigeria commands in the Committee of Nations. The minister urged workers to raise the bar of their trade in line with the President Muhammadu Buhari's led administration's drive to positively drive the vehicle of governance and make all the people of Nigeria derive maximum benefits from the nation. Similarly, he congratulated all Muslims across the country for the successful completion of the holy month of Ramadan, as he also encouraged Muslims across the country to imbibe and practice the virtues of kindness, love, tolerance, peace, self-denial, sacrifice, and good neighborliness, as exemplified by the Holy Prophet Muhammad. A presidential aspirant of the People's Democratic Party, that is PDP, Atiku Abubakar, on Thursday wooed members of the party's National Working Committee, saying he already has 11 million votes. Addressing the PDP NWC in Abuja, the former vice president said he is the best candidate to win the 2023 presidential election for the party. According to reports, the former vice president declared his intention to run for president last month and was the PDP presidential candidate in 2019 general elections. Whether the main opposition party will give him the ticket for a second time or not is a fate that Atiku and other co-aspirants will know after the PDP primary scheduled for May 28th. Nasarawa State Police Command has earlier today said it arrested suspected killers of an official of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, that is NDLEA. It was gathered that the late Anwana Paul Okon was killed on April 18, 2022, when the suspected criminals, who claimed to be commercial motorcyclists, stormed his residence in Karu local government area of the state and used several weapons on him until he died. While parading the suspects in Lafia, the Commissioner for Police, that is CP Additional Shoyemi, explained that the suspects also planned to set ablaze the residence of the victims, but they were arrested by the police officers attached to the anti-cultism unit of the command before being able to execute the plan. He said a distress call was received that commercial motorcyclists were attacking a National Drug Law Enforcement Agency personnel, and they were about to set his residence ablaze. When the news returns, news from other parts of West Africa. Do stay with us.
My name is Joel Idajile, the winner of Naija Boss Factor Season 1. I just want to say I'm so excited because, wow, this is a very big thing that has happened to me. And concerning this Season 2 that is coming, I'm just telling you, those that are going to be competing, bring in your A game. This is not something you come casually. come with your A game, come for it. Like, and season 2 is up. Those of you that didn't enroll, I'm sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed yourself. You think they were trying to scam you, but you scammed yourself. Thank you.
So, what's FM 95.5 Abuja carry this one? Say if you sabi sing, you sabi rap. You dey cook, you sabi cook. You dey chop, you sabi chop. Any kind talent, any which one? All of them. Yeta for the Niger Boss Factor idea. You be fashion designer. You dey do storytelling. I mean, spoken words. Your own technology. T with wire them. I've been
Welcome back. You're still watching World Now at 4 on Hills TV. We now move to other parts of Africa. President Nana Akufo-Addo has joined calls for Ghana's constitution to be reviewed to tackle governance lapses since it came into force in 1992. Speaking at an event to commemorate 30 years of the referendum that ushered in the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, the president said, as any living thing, the constitution must grow and reflect changing times. Although the Fourth Republican Constitution of 1992, which followed from a decade of old military regime, is Ghana's most successful, it has been criticized for many loopholes. Many analysts say the current constitution impedes the effectiveness of Ghana's democracy in bringing about good governance and development. Moving away from that one, Queen Elizabeth has eulogized Kenya's former president, Mwai Kibaki, as a great statesman who had a lifelong record of service to the Kenyan people. Kibaki died last Thursday, aged 90, and his funeral service is ongoing at a stadium in the capital, Nairobi. He was Kenya's third president after independence from British colonial rule in 1963. He served 2 terms from near the end of 2002 to 2013. In a condolence message, the Queen says she was sorry to receive the news of the death of Mwai Kibaki, and according to the British High Commission, in a statement conveyed, Kenya can take pride in the legacy of its leadership. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has pardoned over 3,000 prisoners, including journalist Osam Moniz, who was jailed for spreading false news. Authorities said the pardon was on the anniversary of the liberation of Sinai, a peninsula occupied by Israel between 1967 and April 25, 1982. According to human rights NGOs, Moniz, a figure of the Egyptian left, had been sentenced to 4 years in prison in November for spreading false news, a charge regularly used against opponents in Egypt. He was arrested in 2019 with other opponents who attempted to form an alliance under the name Coalition of Hope with an ambition to run for parliament in 2020. A special force sentenced him and 5 other opponents, including former MP Ziad El Alaimi, a figure in the 2011 Popular Revolution that toppled President Hosni Mubarak, to sentences ranging from 3 to 5 years in prison. The announcement comes 3 days after the release of 41 political prisoners on remand, including several figures from the 2011 revolts. Still on African news, massacre survivors seek Burundi action 50 years on. Burundi survivors are asking the government to do more to confront the legacy of the violence. Up to 300,000 people died in mass killings, which began on April 29, 1972. The violence was rooted in long-standing tensions between the Hutu and Tutsi, two ethnic groups who lived in Burundi and neighboring Rwanda. When the news returns, news from other parts of the world. Do stay with us.
It happened last year when we had 7 finalists vying for the grand prize, M Grand 7 2021 model worth 11.5 million naira.
For the winner, season 1, Niger Boss Factor, John Igachela!
This year, it is even bigger and better.
My name is Joel Idajile, the winner of Niger Boss Factor Season 1. Those of you that didn't enroll, I'm sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed yourself. You think they were trying to scam you.
Register for the Niger Boss Factor Season 2 with the sum of 5,500 naira payable to GT Bank account number 0561 094 161. Send payment proof to WhatsApp portal number 0901 625 2525. Go to www.bossfm.ng to complete your registration. Call 0808 237 0000 or 0811 584 1500 for more information. Niger Boss Factor Season 2. Celebrate culture.
Welcome back. A Rwandan opposition lawmaker slammed the Rwanda-UK asylum seekers deal, arguing it could create budget difficulties and destabilize the society in the long run. Frank Habineza, a Rwandan opposition lawmaker, has criticized Britain's decision to send asylum seekers to Rwanda. He is one of the rare critical voices on the matter in the East African country. The president of the Democratic Green Party of Rwanda called the deal inhuman, questioning its legality. This comment comes weeks after the British and the Rwandan Foreign Affairs ministers announced that they called a migration and economic development partnership. In the terms disclosed, the agreement will see Britain send Rwanda those arriving illegally into the UK, and they could settle in the African country. Moving away from that story, a woman suicide bomber in China from a Pakistan separatist group killed 4 people, including 3 Chinese nationals, in an attack on a minibus carrying staff from a Beijing cultural program at Karachi University. The Baloch Liberation Army, one of several groups fighting for independence in Pakistan's biggest province, claimed responsibility, saying it was the first suicide attack by a woman suicide bomber. Findings also show that Chinese targets have regularly been attacked by separatists from Balochistan, where Beijing is involved in a huge infrastructure project as part of its Belt and Road initiatives. CCTV footage broadcast by local channels showed a woman standing near the gate of the Confucius Institute, a cultural program that China operates at universities around the world, as a minibus pulls up. Neema Said, a professor at the University Criminology Department, said they were having a meeting at the dean's office when they heard the deafening blast. Karachi police confirmed 4 people had died, including the minibus driver and 3 staff from the Confucius Institute. Chinese embassy in Islamabad said all 3 citizens killed in the attack were teachers at the institute, and that 4th had been injured. Poland has detained 2 men for spying on Russia, according to Poland's special services. They said they detained Russian and a Belarusian for suspicion of spying for Russia. A spokesman for the service, Stanislaw Zaryan, in a statement said the suspect was detained by military police and they were both charged. He said Russia and the Belarusian, acting on behalf of Russia's intelligence services and against Poland, conducted reconnaissance operations on the functioning of the Polish armed forces, including arms deployment in the Polish-Belarus border zone. According to reports, the men were detained last week, and earlier this month, Poland also detained a Russian suspected of gathering intelligence on Polish and NATO troops, as well as 2 Belarusian citizens accused of espionage. Up next is business news on World Now at 4. Just stay with us. Welcome back. To boost electricity supply, the Federal Executive Council, that is FEC, presided over by Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari, again approved multi-billion naira contracts for the power sector yesterday. The Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu, while briefing State House correspondents, said all 3 memos presented by his ministry scaled through, adding that the approvals were for the purchase of major electricity transmission equipment. According to him, the cost of the project, which includes procurement of power transformers and construction of 260-kilometer transmission line in Kebbi State, will cost 21.7 billion naira. He also disclosed that the council approved a contract of 853.25 million naira to engage consultants that will prepare a concession of Ajaokuta Steel Plant and National Iron Ore Complex, Itakwe, in Kogi State to prospective bidders. The Minister of Science and Technology, Ogbonnaya Onu, on his part, also said FEC approved the Nigeria's Revised Energy Policy 2022. He explained that the revision of the policy became imperative to enable Nigerians to take optimum advantage of all available sources of energy in the country. This has come in 2 weeks after the council approved 1.4 billion naira for purchase of additional equipment for the Transmission Company of Nigeria, that is TCN, as part of efforts to improve power supply in the nation. Civil society representative on the Nigeria Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, that is NATI, board has stated that plans are ongoing to deploy a functional beneficial ownership register by July this year, noting that the register would be accessible to both private and public sector and users in the country. This was according to the chairman of the board, Peter Egbule, who stated this in a sideline of a policy dialogue on beneficial ownership transparency in the Nigerian extractive sector. According to him, the beneficial ownership is a concept that would help to identify unknown persons who own corporate entities rather than people whose names appear on the register, adding that this would bring about transparency and accountability in the public and private space. The Central Bank of Nigeria, that is CBN, has disclosed that no fewer than 43,000 persons in Anambra State have so far benefited in the Intervention Empowerment Scheme of the bank. This is just as the Apex Bank said, in spite of the figure, the state is still lagging behind in the area of financial literacy and low response to intervention schemes. The Anambra State Branch Controller of the CBN, Benedict Maduagu, stated this during a 2-day financial sensitization fair held simultaneously in Awka, the Anambra State capital, and Owerri, the Imo State capital. Maduagu, who represented the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, lamented that despite the abundance of skills and talent in the state, only 44,374 persons from the state have benefited from the Intervention Empowerment Scheme. He expressed dissatisfaction on the number of people who have benefited from the scheme and called on the participants to engage the various intervention programs of the CBN for growth of the economy, adding that the program was designed to sensitize the people of the state on financial literacy in a view to getting them updated with the requirements of the CBN intervention programs so that they can get funds to expand their businesses. You're still watching World Now at 4 on Hills TV. We now move over to sports news. Just stay with us.
It happened last year when we had 7 finalists vying for the grand prize M Grand 7 2021 model worth 11.5 million naira.
For the winner, season 1, Niger Boss Factor, John Idachole!
This year, it is even bigger and better.
My name is Joel Idachole, the winner of Niger Boss Factor Season 1. Those of you that didn't enroll, I'm sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed yourself. You think they were trying to scam you.
Register for the Niger Boss Factor Season 2 with the sum of 5,500 naira payable to GT Bank account number 0561 094 161. Send payment proof to WhatsApp portal number 0901 625 2525. Go to www.bossfm.ng to complete your registration. Call 0808 237 0000 or 0811 584 1500 for more information. Niger Boss Factor Season 2. Celebrate culture. Celebrate.
Good evening and welcome to World Now at 4. I am Ayunan Lubem. Now to sports news. President of the Cameroonian Football Federation, that is FECAFOOT, Samuel Eto'o, says Cameroon is appalled by allegations of match fixing by the Algerian football authorities. Algerian football coach Jamel Belmadi told Algerian media that Cameroon's 2022 World Cup playoff win over Algeria was a conspiracy between 2 or 3 persons. Belmadi argued that Algeria's home defeat in March 2019 playoff in Blida was distorted by the referee's performance. Similarly, the Gambia Football Federation, that is GFF, has raised alarm over security concerns for its FIFA referee, Bakary Papa Gassama, over comments credited to Algerian national team coach Jamel Belmadi. Away from Cameroon now to Nigeria, where Flying Eagles depart for Niamey. The Flying Eagles will today jet out of Abuja to Niamey, Niger's Republic's capital, for the 2022 West Africa Football Union WAFU Zone B Championship. The 7-time African champions have high expectations as they head to Niamey, capital of Niger, for this year's WAFU B Under-20 Championship taking place in the country from 7th May to 2022. The contingent is made up of 28 players and other officials who departed via the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. The Nigeria Football Federation has arranged 2 friendly matches in Niamey to put the team in premium shape and readiness for the competition proper. Head coach Landan Bosso has selected a team of 30 players who will compete against Ghana's Black Satellites and Young Etalons of Burkina Faso in Group B. Host Niger Republic, Benin Republic, Togo and Côte d'Ivoire will battle in Group A. The Flying Eagles will confront familiar foes Ghana in their first match of the competition on Sunday, May 8, before they take on Burkina Faso 3 days later. Both matches held at the General Seni Kouché Stadium in Niamey. And now to the international sports. Manchester United interim manager Ralf Rangnick has been named Austria's boss. Rangnick will still take on his consultancy role with United as planned until the end of the season. Findings show that the 63-year-old German has signed a 2-year deal with Austria and will join up with them after the Premier League ends in May. Austria, 23rd in FIFA rankings, have been without a head coach since the resignation of Franco Foda in March following their failure to qualify for this year's World Cup. Gerald Mittlich, president of Austrian Football Association, said the federation is very pleased to win an outstanding expert in international football as a team boss. United have won 10 of their 25 games in all competitions since Rangnick replaced sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in November. United are 6th on the table, 5 points behind 4th place Arsenal with 3 games remaining. Ajax boss Erik ten Hag will take over in the summer, becoming United's 5th permanent manager since Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement in 2013. Rangnick left his role as head coach of sports and development at Russian club Lokomotiv Moscow to move to United, having built an impressive coaching reputation in Germany. Still talking Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo scored his 17th goal of the season to earn Manchester United a point after David De Gea had frustrated Chelsea with several superb saves. The visitors were thoroughly dominant in the first half at Old Trafford, but were unable to find a way past David De Gea, who made saves from Kai Havertz and N'Golo Kante. But Chelsea finally broke the deadlock midway through the second half when Marcos Alonso volleyed home from an angle. And that's sports news on World Now at 4. Back to Peace for the rest of the news.
It happened last year when we had 7 finalists vying for the grand prize. M Grand 7 2021 model worth 11.5 million naira.
For the winner, season 1, Niger Boss Factor, John Idachola!
This year, it is even bigger and better.
My name is Joel Idajile, the winner of Niger Boss Factor Season 1. Those of you that didn't enroll, I'm sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed your...
Thank you so much for joining us again. Speaker of the Nigeria House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, has said political appointees who refuse to resign before contesting in the forthcoming 2023 elections pose a risk to themselves and their parties. The implication of the provision of the Section 84, subsection 12 of the Electoral Act 2022 is that the political appointees who intend to be voting delegates or stand as aspirants for elective positions in a primary election shall first of all resign their appointment. Ministers who are serving under the present regime who have declared their interest to contest in the 2023 elections without resigning included the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, SAN, Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwanjiruba, Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, and Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige. And that's World Now at 4. But before we go, here are the headlines once more. We told you that the federal government has declared Monday and Tuesday public holidays to mark Workers' Day and Eid al-Fitr celebrations. We also told you that the president has expressed open support for review of Ghana's constitution. On the international scene, the Queen has eulogized Kenya's ex-president, Kibaki. And on sports news, Flying Eagles has departed Abuja for Niamey. Do well to follow us on Facebook at Hills TV, Instagram at Hills TV, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hills TV. I am Peace Ogenegbawe. Thank you for watching.